Well, this movie combined both of the randomness of Donbrothers and Zenkaiger into one movie. If you want, put my quote on the poster. It would probably sell a lot more tickets.
Avataro Sentai Donbrothers 対 Zenkaiger!
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
With SurfSharkVPN, you can change your computer's location to view hidden content, like shout factories, tokushoutsu, that will help you to catch up to Hurricaneger. And you can even watch every single Ultra show from Ultra Q to Ultraman Rube. You also can use SurfSharkVPN on many other streaming services like Netflix. Like King Golger's, SurfSharkVPN has multiple important components. It encrypts your internet activities, so no one can track or steal your data, because you don't want some alien crime boss to steal your data and then sell it to some suit named John Toy or something. You also can change your IP address to hide your location and avoid tracking, protecting your data and privacy while using public Wi-Fi or networks that you don't trust. Keep your digital freedom while traveling to internet-restricted countries. You can also set up one Surfshark VPN account and use it on an unlimited number of devices. And for $2.30 a month, not including tax, for the 2-year plan, which comes with an 82% discount that also grants you 2 additional months for free. You can also get Surfshark's amazing bundle that contains not only the award-winning VPN, but also the great antivirus, search, and alert. And for $41.88, not including tax, by using the link down below. That not only helps you to stay protected while surfing the web, but also help this channel out. So, I want to thank Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. And now to your regular scheduled programming. The movie was structured like the old Kamen Rider Wars movies, with Zenkaiger being the first part, Donbrothers being the second, and the final part is both teams coming together to fight the movie's monsters. Well, before I begin with the Zenkaiger part, I probably should give you my thoughts about the show. So, I don't remember when I heard that phrase, but this phrase has been with me for a long time, and that is, it's so inoffensive, it's forgettable. This is what Zenkaiger is. How much Zenkaiger did start the weird stuff in Sentai that both Donbrothers and King Golger do some like continues, but the difference between those 3 shows, Zenkaiger still had that regular Sentai coat of paint. It just looked weird in the farthest lens possible, but if you look at the details, it's still the same. So, on to the Zenkaiger part. It's been 2 years after the Zenkaiger defeated the Toji Tendo and God himself. I genuinely kind of forgot about that. And in the series finale, they decide to go on an adventure to other worlds. But when they return to their world, they discover that Zoc, the quote-unquote 6th ranger of the team, has taken over their world, taking it over with Mochi instead of the Mochi Toji Tendo, taking it all by force and forcing everybody to make it to their liking and making it the only food that this world has. So the Zenkaigers with Stay Caesar decided on a plan. They would go on to a bunch of different worlds, ask the same looking resident of those worlds to make them their world's version of that mochi that they would sell on the black market. This is a sentence. I can say that. To stop the people from making the mochi that Zox liked, which would make him go down from his ship to look at the problem, while Kaito and Stacy would go and find the mochi Toji Tendo. That plan actually worked perfectly in their favor. This is pretty much the entirety of the Zenkaiger part. It was fine. How much I find some of the characters being a tad two-dimensional, they're still fun in this kind of small little avenue where they're kind of like a mini story and they're not this end of the world kind of environment. point. I don't know, this is how I think about Zenkaiger. Now to the Donbrothers part. It's been a full year since the Donbrothers finale, and the new team under the leadership of Jiro minus Senoi is doing actually quite well. They have actual formations of attack and plans to every situation. But the difference between this team and Taro's team, they don't hang out as much. With Haruka's manga becoming a bestseller and Sonoza as her assistant is always with her. Kijino is actually running the company that he used to work for. Shinichi is running a school for conmen, and Tsubasa and Senoni are actually running a bakery. Because all of that, Black Kaito somehow got Taro's memories back to bring the team together again. And when he comes to the Donbara cafe to meet with the rest of the team, but the only people he finds are Black Kaito, Don Murasame, that sadly this is the only time that he shows up in the movie, and Jiro that tells him that the rest won't be coming to his coming back party. He invites him to eat in his house. Well, it's the house of one of the people that Taro once saved, and now he became the Donbrothers sponsor. Is he secretly a frogman? The man is pretty much paying for Tsubasa and Senoni's bakery, buying Shinichi's house where he teaches in, buying the company that Kijino is now the CEO of. After learning all of that, Haru goes to all of the Donbrothers members to talk to them, and each and every conversation ends with them asking for advice. In the evening, Taro comes to the udon stand where he finds his lover, Senoi. Senoi tells Taro that he left the team after a disagreement with Jiro, where he was forcefully ejected from it. Senoi gives Taro his udon. Taro rejoices and says it was delicious. On the next day, Haruka, Shinichi, Kijino, and Tsubasa has decided that they want to leave the team because they can't juggle their Donbrothers responsibilities with their normal lives, and with them accumulating enough points, they can do that. At first, the only character that was against that was Sonoza, but later on, Senoni joins him. While the drama between the Donbrothers is going on, Minoru's mom is sick and she dies. Her final words is telling Minoru to achieve his dream, and that is to defeat the Donbrothers once and for all. He gains his 6th Hitotsuki form, being based on Zenkaiger. He chases away the 4 that got out, along with Senoni and Sonoza that weirdly can transform, and the only person that comes to save them is Taro, because I have no clue where Jiro is. Taro fights Minoru, but without his team, he's weak. It gets defeated and dies. The team vows their revenge over Taro's death, and they go ahead and fight Minoru, while Senoi comes to the church where Taro's body lies, and he gives him his Kool-Aid life that brought him back once, bringing Taro back from the dead for like the 2nd time. The team decided to follow Taro's lead, which appeared to be actually more successful with Minoru running away to the team up. I truly don't know if I like this part, to be completely honest. Like, I'm thinking about it and I'm like, man, did I like the Zenkaiger's part a lot more than the Donbrothers? Because here is the thing, they retreaded the same lesson from the Dragonfire episode. The entire thing about being a hero doesn't mean you get something from it if you're saving someone. That's it. Like, that's the same lesson. I don't know why we needed to retread the same fucking lesson from the show. And here's the thing that I hated the most, the one thing I can say that it's like a complete dislike, is the way this film portrayed Jiro. Jiro being so controlling and manipulative is something that I didn't really saw in his character. Even in the show where he matured, he appeared to be a lot more mature, maybe a lot more closed off, maybe, but not manipulative, controlling, trying to blackmail his team to be on his side, being more immature than when he had the two split personalities. It feels like Inoue didn't really want to write anything for Jiro, so he pretty much made him a dickhead. It would have been cooler and it would have been more interesting for Jiro's character if he would just put up a front to be a leader, not being confident, because he wasn't really brought on to replace Taro. Like, he was brought on to this world to replace his dad as the Penguin Juto. So how cool it would have been if he would have put it on a front to be the leader. Maybe hoping in one point Taro would replace him, and when Taro comes in and replaces him, he would be happy. And maybe the team would be like, no, we actually kind of like you. And having Jiro telling the team is like, no, Taro is a better leader. I am more strict because I don't know how to be a leader. That could have been actually better than, oh, he's just a dickhead. And let's not talk about Kijino and Natsumi being a Finn for some odd forsaken reason. But if I need to say some good things, yes, the cast had an amazing chemistry because they had it in the show. Like, man, that scene between Sonoe and Taro in that udon stand was so good, but like, they barely interact after that. So it's like, it felt like this entire part was very much an obligation that Toei gave to Inoue, and Inoue didn't give a shit. The crossover itself is pretty much the Hitotsuki and the Toji Tendo teaming up against the Donbrothers and the Zenkaigers teaming up as well. We got a great interaction between both teams and great interactions inside both of the team, like with Stace Caesar and Zenkaiger's dad. That was great. And we also discovered that Sonoe didn't die because in the middle of the fight he did started to fight Jiro, and we got the biggest blue ball in the entirety of the tokusatsu medium, where Black Kaito shows up in front of both of the team and they ask him, who is he? And the answer we got is, he is the eternal hero. You know what? I'm fine with it. I am genuinely fine with it. Just continue with that answer and wait it out for like 10 years, for like the Donbrothers 10 years later, and then answer that. That would be actually funny. And in the middle of the fight, he does give himself and Taro the versus gear that helps the two to defeat the Itotsuki and the Toji Tendo. In the Zenkaiger world, Zack apologizes to the team about taking over their world, while in the Donbrothers world, we discover that Minoru's mom actually didn't die, but just fell asleep. That hospital just doesn't have any heart monitors. They just like, oh my god, she's dead. That's weird, but fine. While Jiro is actually in the exact same hospital room, telling us who actually won the fight between him and Sonoe, while finding a nurse that looks exactly like Rumi, that tells them the thing he should have already learned from the Dragonfire episode, and also don't be selfish, because of course, because Jiro was always known for being selfish, but fine. And then proceed to feed him, because of course that would help his problem with being selfish. Sononi and Tsubasa just declare themselves as fugitive and go on the run from the police that just believe every sign they see. Okay, that's Japanese police for ya. The team start training again with Taro, while the movie ends in the saddest way possible, with Sonoza entering Sonoi's cart, finding him dead. You know what? I hate Inoue. I now actually hate Inoue. You could have at least given us Taro finding out that Sonoe died. But no, you don't give us that. You ruined Taro's last moment with Sonoe and you ruined Jiro's character. I hate you so much. Okay, I may sound like I really hated this film. Here's the thing. I liked it. I had fun. If I would have turned off my brain and didn't review it, I would have probably liked it more. But, you know, though the Dawn Brothers part was weird. It felt like Inoue didn't really know what he wanted to do, so he just like, oh, I'll do that, and let's just betray all the characters that I wrote so perfectly, because I love Dawn Brothers. And here's the thing, this movie doesn't hurt my enjoyment of the show. It would never. Dawn Brothers would always be in my top 3 favorite Sentais. It would always be there. If somehow King Oger would continue in the same path that they go on, and King Oger can actually replace Dawn Brothers, or at least be number 5 or number 4 before Dawn Brothers. But yeah. Again, I enjoyed the film, but it was just fine. Again, the Zenkaiger part was pretty much the strongest part out of the 2 solo parts, and the crossover beats were fun. Because here's the thing, because that's the point between the crossover movies. It's just mainly about both teams interacting. So if you watch the crossover, comment below, let me know. Thanks for Surfshark for sponsoring my channel. Subscribe to my channel if you didn't. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day.